Hey you guys, it's me, Book Reviews by Tara. So listen, I decided to do a video review for the book Life After Death by Sister Souljah, which is the sequel to The Coldest Winter Ever. So I decided to do a video review because when I received The Coldest Winter Ever in the mail, I did a video and I was super excited. And then later on, I received Life After Death in the mail. And I was even more excited. And I was even more excited because I didn't know this one was coming. I knew The Coldest Winter Ever was coming, but the publishers did not let me know that this one was on its way. So when I received it, it totally caught me off guard and I was super excited and I did a video. And now that I've completed the book, I feel like it's only fair that I wrap this whole thing up in a video. So here I go. And I'm gonna try to be as quick as I can. And I'm not gonna give any spoilers. So you can listen to the video or watch the video all the way to the end. Now, as for the spoilers, I can't talk about the plot. I can't tell you guys about the plot because if I talk about the plot at all, I'm going to give the story away. It's almost impossible to talk about the plot without, in my opinion, saying too much. And I don't want to ruin the book for you guys, so I'm not going to say anything. The only things that I can tell you is this. I feel like the only thing in Life After Death that's similar to The Coldest Winter Ever is the character Winter. That's it. I feel like everything else is different. It's a completely different story. This is a different book. It's not the same. Even the character Winter is different. In this book, this Winter is Winter times 1,000. She's Winter on steroids. She's not the same Winter. 90%, I may have already said this, 90% of the characters in this book are different. The storyline is way different. She took Sister Souljah took a direction that I didn't expect and that I didn't like. I tried to engage with this book. I tried to get involved. So much so that when I reached about page 30 something, I knew like, oh my gosh, I do not like this. I pulled out my pen and my pad. I carried it with me and I took notes along the way, hoping that at some point everything would all make sense and that would get better. And I was hoping that this would happen by about page 50, or like by the middle of the book. The book is 342 pages. I realized I didn't like this book by about page 30. I still had this much to go, but I was going to stop. I wanted to stop, but then I thought to myself, you got to finish this book. So I continued to read it. It never got better. So, I wish that Sister Souljah would have made this a standalone book instead of making it a sequel to The Coldest Winter, or maybe even just started a whole new series with this being the first installment, and that would have been a lot easier for me to process, a lot easier for me to digest. To present to us this story in this way, attached to The Coldest Winter when I wasn't expecting it, that's what made it difficult. I had no idea what I was in for. So I felt like I was being punked. I felt like that. I started reading this book and I'm into the story. I said, wait, I feel like I'm being punked. Like, I feel like they gave me this book, like, here, read it. And it's not really the book that's going to be released on March 2nd. That's how I felt. I felt like this is not the same story y'all going to read. I'm going to go to the bookstore and look and just make sure that I really got the right book. Because I didn't think this was the same. I know, that's what I'm saying, y'all. It usually takes me about a week to read a book. If it's a really good book, it takes me about 3 days, 2 to 3 days. I expected to read this over a weekend. I knew that I would be done work on Friday. I figured I would read it all day Saturday and Sunday. I kind of like cleared my schedule and I was going to be done. This book took me almost 2 weeks to read, and I didn't expect that at all. So, you know what? Let me give you an analogy. Now that I have this in my hand, I'm going to give you an analogy. I'm drinking, this is hot chocolate. So I'm kind of chilling. It's a little chilly outside, right? All right, so just imagine, well, I'm going to use my hot chocolate as an analogy. I'm drinking hot chocolate. It's very good. You know, I got to the bottom. I'm at the end. I'm finished. I don't have any more. I put my cup down and I say, wow, I wish I had some more hot chocolate. And then someone comes along and says, oh, I have some here. And it's in the same cup, same packaging. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying, oh, this is my hot chocolate. Would you like some? Yeah, I would like to have some. So I'm expecting to drink hot chocolate. And you know, when you're expecting to drink something or to eat something, if you get something else, it throws you off. You're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. So just imagine somebody saying, I have more of your hot chocolate. And they're giving me this hot chocolate. I drink it and it's beer. I'm going to be like, whoa, what the heck? That's not hot chocolate. But it's packaged the same. It looks the same. You telling me it's the same, but it's not the same. That's this book. It's packaged the same. It looks the same. They're telling me it's the same. It's not the same. So when I read it, it threw me for a loop. And that's what the problem is. Aside from the fact that I just didn't like the story either. You know, it's not just the surprise of it. I didn't think it was a good story. So that's where I'm at. I wish, you know, I had better, I wish I had a better review for you guys. I wish I had better news for you guys. You guys knew I was super excited about this book. I was very happy. And for me to feel this way, somebody that was like 100% totally invested in this story, so much so that I read The Coldest Winter Ever a week before I started reading this book. I read it for the second time just to prepare myself for this book. And when I read The Coldest Winter again for the second time, I was really happy with that story because I had forgotten so much of it because I read it so long ago. So I was really happy with it. And I was like, yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. I get to this book and I didn't have to read The Coldest Winter Ever. If you never read The Coldest Winter Ever, you don't have to read it in order to read this book. You don't. There's nothing in that book that makes you need to read this book in order to be caught up. This is a different story. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but can't wait till March 2nd so we can talk about this together, all of us, because this wasn't the book I was expecting. Again, sorry to have to break it to you like this, but you know, I have to do what I have to do. I am a book reviewer. I received this edition of this book and this copy in exchange for my honest review. That's why I write reviews. It would be unfair of me to give you guys a review that I didn't really believe. I have to tell you the good and I have to tell you the bad. And I don't always want to say the bad. And it doesn't feel good to have to say something about a story, especially when it's a book that I was given in exchange for a review. I always want to have good reviews, but that's just not it. It's not the case all the time. But I'm not telling you not to read the book, because just because I feel this way does not mean that you will feel this way. You may read this book and think it's the best thing since sliced bread, you know? So don't take my word for it. You go ahead on and you purchase this book if you had planned to do so. And let me know what you think, you know, because we all see things differently and we all think differently, and you may like it, you know? And if you do like it, I really want to hear from you, because I want to see like your perspective on things and like, what did you get out of it? What did you get? Maybe I'm missing something here. You know, and you may say, well, listen, you know, if you look at it from this perspective, you might. So, I don't know. This video is way too long. Gotta go. Talk to you guys later. Happy reading. And please stay safe. Okay?